Good evening. We want to welcome you to a special redevelopment agency meeting for May 22nd, 2012. Let the roll call reflect that all board members are present, with the exception of board member Heyer, who is asked to be excused tonight. And first on our agenda is consideration of adjourning into a closed executive session. Mr. Williams.
Mr. Chair, a closed executive session is permissible for the purposes set forth in the agenda.
With that, I would make a motion that we move into a closed executive session for
I'll second it.
the reasons outlined in the agenda.
We have a motion from Councilmember Wicks and a second from Councilmember Van Huser to adjourn into a closed executive session. This was a roll call vote.
Board Member Gochner?
Aye.
Board Member Stevens?
Aye.
Board Member Van Huser?
Aye.
Board Member Wicks?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair Garner?
Aye. And as a reminder, following the closed executive session, we'll return for reports from the administration. And we want to welcome you back from our closed executive session. This is the redevelopment agency meeting for May 22nd, 2012, and let the roll call reflect that all board members are present with the exception of Councilman or Board Member Heyer, who is attending the graduation of his boys and is asked to be excused. Next on the agenda is reports from administration. Mr. Johnson or Mayor Caldwell?
Which item are we on? Is that Tom or Tom? Tom gets to get up and talk about this.
I was elected to do the south wall. It's my penance. This was one of the pop fly rules where all of us thought somebody else had it and we dropped it. And so we've had to extend it because we needed to get the notification done according to the legal. So nothing has changed in the program. It's just that we didn't follow explicitly the guidelines that are established in the notification process. So we had to renotice. If there are any other questions, that's the only reason that we're asking for the extension.
Questions from?
Chair, what is happening is the canceling of the June 12th public hearing and setting one for June 26th.
And we promised to get it right this time.
Groundhog Day, right?
We've selected the person who's going to catch the fly ball, to use his analogy.
If there's no further discussion, I would make a motion that we cancel and reset the public hearing for June 26, 2012.
I'll second it.
We have a motion from Councilmember Gochner and a second from Councilmember Van Huser to cancel the public hearing that was set for June 12th and set a new public hearing for June 26, 2012.
Mr. Chair, and just to clarify, it's actually adopting Resolution 2012-7, which accomplishes all that.
Okay. So we have a motion from Councilmember Gochner and a second from Councilmember Van Huser to adopt proposed Resolution 2012-7, and this is a voice vote. All in favor?
Mr. Cook, we're not adopting the resolution, we're just setting the public hearing on that resolution.
Okay, sorry, that's not what the language says. So go ahead and set the public hearing.
So we'll set the public hearing for June 26, 2012. This is a voice vote. All in no?
The resolution reads that it cancels it.
That it cancels the
And then
public
sets the
hearing.
new public hearing date.
For June 26th.
Yes.
So with those corrections, we'll cancel the one for June 12th and set a new public hearing for June 26, 2012. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So we'll have a public hearing and Tom will be there.
If he catches the fly ball.
Okay, next on the agenda is the land transfer and development agreement. Brandon.
Thank you for your long service this evening, and I appreciate personally your kindness to the folks from Ascent. It was a nice discussion. as you know, we've worked very hard to further development. Does this work here? Did this go?
Amy can help you, Amy Sue.
Amy is our technological advisor.
Just push a button on hers.
There we go, sorry. So this is a map of the subdivision, just to orient you to the parcel that we're discussing this evening. Lot 6 is here. As you know, we've been successful in recruiting needers to Lot 7, and America First has owned Lot 8 for quite some time now, and we have been working with them to get a development time frame from them. And this lot consists of the townhomes that we've been working on, and this also would be future development from that developer. So we've been very successful in recruiting and accomplishing development along this corner. And so this evening, what you have in front of you is Resolution 2012-8, which approves the land transfer and development agreement for Lot 6 of this subdivision. The transaction comprises the transfer of the entire parcel, Lot 6, which is 48,007 square feet approximately. That purchase price is $349,971. Payment of that purchase price would happen in two ways, in two transactions. The first transaction would be for $111,376. That transaction would happen on or before November 2nd of 2012. So this year, we anticipate that that transaction would happen when we have occupancy of Building 1 in Phase 1. So again, we would receive payment number 1 when Building 1 of Phase 1 is 50% occupied, which would happen, we anticipate in September, but the deadline for that is November 2nd, 2012. The second payment would happen at the occupancy of Building 2 in Phase 2 of an equal payment of $111,376. At that time, there would be a carryback amount of about $127,219, which would be paid to the agency through the tax increment revenue stream over the 15-year tax increment period. There are development incentives that we're contemplating as part of this agreement. The first one is a remediation for the soil at a cap of $79,000. Also, there's an incentive of $90,000 for site work. 50 of that $90,000 has already been appropriated from the Neaters deal, which happened on Lot 7. So $40,000 would be new money as part of this transaction. And in addition to those two incentives, the developer would retain 40% of the tax increment revenue over the 15-year tax increment period, leaving 60 to the agency. In terms of deadlines, we have a very tight construction time frame. Again, we're trying to meet the commitments that we've made to Neaters to provide access and parking from Park Boulevard into Lot 7. And then we're also trying to accommodate the schedule of the proposed tenant that would occupy the building in September. So we have a very tight deadline in terms of construction. We do anticipate taking the site plan to the Planning Commission on the 6th of June, getting an approval there, and then moving forward with further approvals. It's important to note that the approval of the resolution is subject to all of the other future approvals that are needed as part of the development process. So as you approve, as we recommend the approval of Resolution 2012-8, that'll be subject to RDA, Planning Commission approval, city approval, those other types of normal things in development. Questions?
Questions or further discussion? Thank you, Brandon. do the developers want to go up and make any comments?
We're just excited to get moving as soon as you can let us go.
Thank you.
With that, then, if there's no further discussion, I would make a motion to adopt the proposed resolution 2012-8.
I second it.
We have a motion from Councilmember Gochner and a second from Councilmember Stevens to adopt proposed resolution 2012-8. And this is a roll call vote.
Board Member Gochner?
Aye.
Board Member Stevens?
Aye.
Board Member Van Hoosier?
Aye.
Board Member Wicks?
Aye.
Vice Chair Blair?
Aye.
Chair Garner?
Aye. Look forward to having you work here with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Next is public comments. This is an opportunity to address the board regarding your concerns or ideas for the Ogden Redevelopment Agency. City council concerns should be expressed during a city council meeting. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. And seems there's no public comments. Comments from the RDA Executive Director.
I think this is a great project, and I'm with you guys in being excited to see it go forward.
Other RDA staff
Thanks.
and board members.
Mr. Chair, you mentioned about Skip Reese in the council meeting. Skip was involved with me for 7 years with the Ogden Pioneer Days Parade. And when I was first put into that position as the director of the parade, I went to my mother-in-law and I says, who should I get to be on the committee? And Skip comes from Malad, Idaho, and she says, why don't you ask Skip? So I gave her a call, and we were there for 7 years. So she does a lot of things throughout the community, and she kept us going for 7 years. So.
Okay, other comments from board members? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion from Councilmember Gochner and a second from Councilmember Van Hoosier to adjourn the RDA meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.